Welcome back to a Out of the Park 19 Let's Play with the Kansas City Royals. We are in the off season of 2021, and obviously last episode we won the World Series. So I guess just to quickly recap, where is the postseason tree? There it is. So just sort of to recap, we won the division by 2 games, I think. Then beat the Rays in a 5-game series. Then beat the Tigers in Game 6 of the ALCS. And then a very intense Game 7. And we beat the Phillies. Really nerve-wracking series because our bullpen was just so bad. Blew several games for us there, but we found a way to win, so we are World Series champions. Yep, there's our regular season record, 93-69, 2 games above Detroit. So we're gonna make moves, hopefully, and try to stay on top. So let's just look at the front office real quick. We have $8 million for free agents. And $6 million for extensions, and this is going to be a problem because our team is getting expensive already. So, Jacob Junis. He's been in Omaha, and he pitched very well in Omaha. So I might want to hold on to him. He's only going to get paid $850. That's okay. Jacob Lindgren. Do I want to pay him $1.7 million? I really don't think so. I think I can find relievers. Oh, well, I guess Junis. Yeah, Junis I'm withdrawing because he's in AAA. Walker Scheller we want to keep. Lovelady obviously we want to keep. Roddy Reed, that's okay for a backup catcher salary. Nicky Lopez is going to be expensive, and Michael Gigliotti are going to be expensive. Mondesi, I can get rid of Mondesi. He's done. He just never panned out, really. David Peralta's a free agent. Obviously, I'm not going to give him... Obviously not going to give him the qualifying offer. And Chris Archer is a free agent. So I could extend him, but he wants way too much for way too long. Not going to give a 33-year-old a 7-year contract, especially for that much money. So thank you, Chris Archer, for helping us win the World Series, but you're not coming back. So we got a bunch of minor leaguers. See if there's anybody worth trying to extend. No, you're not worth extending. Just, take a quick look, run down here. Emmanuel Rivera. He's good depth, because if everything went horribly wrong, he could play in the majors and wouldn't be awful. He's probably not going to accept my extension, but we're going to try. Manny Alogwe, Skoglund, I would like to keep if possible. Basically anybody who has potential of over 1 star. I'd like to see if I can keep them in my minor league system. And about half of these guys will accept and half of them won't. That's about how this goes. the older guys tend to not want to re-sign with you because they feel like you're not giving them a fair shot at playing in the majors, so they look to go elsewhere. And that's it for arbitration. So this team's going to get a lot more expensive. So we'll see after arbitration actually goes through how much money we have to deal with. I'm not going to lie, a little tempted to trade some of these guys, or to make some trades. Because I think we outperformed, or we really overperformed last season, obviously winning the World Series. I wonder what the predictions were. I can't remember. But will this have it? I'm assuming this is for 2021 and not 2022. But this shows 81 and 81, so we definitely outperformed. So, like, Gigliotti 6.5 WAR, I really don't think that's sustainable. I think he's going to come down a lot. So do I want it? What could I get in return for him? I don't know, but I'm gonna shop him around and we'll see, because he's gonna cost me $6 million in year one of arbitration, and that's only gonna go up. So maybe we can get something for him worthwhile. Chris Archer's gonna be gone, so we'll need a pitcher to replace him. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sim to through awards, and should actually have a decent amount this year. So yeah, I'm gonna sim forward and we'll see what sort of hardware we get. Alright, so we're in award season now, so the Gold Glove awards have been given out, and we didn't win any. Judging by our performance in the postseason, I can't really blame the voters for not voting for any of my players. So there's a quick look at the AL guys. Manny Machado is on there, former Royal for a brief period of time. And yeah, some familiar names. Brett Phillips, who is a real life Kansas City Royal. So good to see him on there. So sim forward today. See who wins reliever of the year. And my trainer has accepted contract. That's good. So Gustave wins it in the AL. Lovelady and Toussaint both got some votes, but not nearly enough. Gustave did do pretty well. 37 saves, 10 wins, 2 losses, 1.81 ERA, well deserved. And in the NL, Zach Britton wins reliever of the year. So Platinum Stick Award, I think I might get a couple of these. Let's see, hopefully. I think Gigliotti has a good chance, and Seth Beer has an outside chance. So let's see, somebody got one. And yep, Michael Gigliotti picks up a Platinum Stick Award, so well deserved. Not a lot of productive center fielders in the AL, so I thought for sure he'd be a shoo-in to get it. Disappointed Seth Beer didn't win, but Bryce Harper did have a good season, so can't be too upset with that. But feel bad that the guy who led the league in home runs not even going to make didn't make the All-Star game, not going to win a Silver Slugger award, not going to win any awards and he hit 46 home runs, so that's kind of a bummer for him. Here's the NL guys. Just take a scroll through there, and there we go. Alright, Rookie of the Year award. Probably not going to win here. And let's see who did win. Jahmai Jones of the Angels, Nick Solak, Matt Wallner, and William Dacian Miguel. I voted for him, so that's how he got those points. And Manager of the Year, it better be us. Yeah, there we go. So we win Manager of the Year. And in the NL, it was Francisco Matos for the Giants. And the Cy Young, Carlos Martinez has like a 25% chance of winning. AL pitching was not that good this year. And we got Tony Yaratano as our scout, which he has great ratings, so excited about him. Theo Epstein would not re-sign with us, which is strange, but usually several good scouts. So Syndergaard wins the NL Cy Young, not surprising there. He is a beast. Aaron Nola, Madison Bumgarner gets second and third. But we, of course, had to deal with them in the World Series. So NL pitching was very strong. Wow, Carlos Martinez finished fourth. I thought he'd be higher than that. But Logan Allen of the Baltimore Orioles, 24 years old, and he wins a Cy Young. And he's actually been pitching in the majors for a while now. So young stud pitcher there. And Most Valuable Player award, probably going to Mike Trout. Let's just let's be honest there. And Mike Trout. Where was our first guy? Seth Beer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Seth Beer got 7th. Gigliotti got 9th. Ohtani was up there. Let's just take a look. How did he do? So pitching went 17 and 11 with a 3.96 ERA and 7.3 K per 9. That's not great, but 181 innings pitched. He had a good year. And then as a batter, he hit 299, OPS at 887. So by far his best season, looking at both sides of the plate. So that's pretty cool. Shohei Ohtani playing well. I wasn't expecting to win MVP. Of course, with Mike Trout, it's very difficult for anybody else to win anything. But I thought Seth Beer would be a little higher than this. No awards this year, except the ALCS MVP, and of course the World Series champion. But he had a great season, so I feel bad for the guy. And yeah, really. So to recap the awards, Gigliotti got a Silver Slugger, and we won Manager of the Year, and that was it. So anyway, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sim ahead till salary arbitration hearings. So see how much Lopez and Gigliotti are going to get paid, and we'll see how much money we have available for free agency. Alright, so we've made it through arbitration. So I think the easiest way to look at this is we'll just look at everyone's salary. So Gigliotti got $7.5 million. Lopez got $5.3 million. Lovelady got $3.25 million. So those were sort of the big hitters in arbitration. So all of Gigliotti, Lopez, Lovelady, all these guys were vet minimum salary until this season, so team got significantly more expensive, and we did get a little more budget this time from winning the World Series, but still not a whole lot to work with. We're 21st in budget and 27th in player payroll. I could lower my scouting budget and my development budget a little bit, and I might do that if a free agent comes available that I think could help, that will cost more than this amount of money. And obviously I want to leave $5 million available for international amateurs. So really right now, setting that money aside, I only have 3.6 million, which is not a lot of money. So yeah, I might have to lower this a little bit. We're at the point now where the amateur draft quality has really started to go downhill, so I may cut back on the scouting budget, because scouting the amateurs is not as important for the draft. And I really don't have much money for extensions either, so not willing to lock Gigliotti or Lopez or any of those guys down long term just yet. So anyway, if we look at the international free agents that are filing, here we go. Juan Gonzaga, nice looking pitcher. He's 27, but he wants a little too much money. This really isn't that bad. I just can't afford it because David Glass is cheap. So I'm going to go to the free agents, and what we still can do is I'll do what we always do and just sort by potential and see if there's any young guys with a zero demand, meaning that they want a minor league contract, and it doesn't look like that's the case. But a couple relievers we can get cheaply, so that's probably what we're going to do. Looks like we're not going to be able to add anybody super good. But so I'm just going to sim ahead. We're probably not going to make any big signings, to be honest. We just don't have the money. And I thought about trading Gigliotti. I sort of shopped him around to see what he would get in return, and there were some really interesting players that came up, especially at second base. So I guess I can do that. So there were some interesting second basemen that came up. But let's see. Steven Matz would be interesting. He's only making $9 million, so I could afford him, and I would have him for 2 seasons. Had a down year last year, but a 5.3 WAR season a year ago. So this is tempting, and if they're willing for me to give him to me straight up, I could probably get a prospect as well. So that's something to think about. And Max Kepler, Jose Barrios is another guy. But so this year I could afford him no problem, 10.4. He signed through 2025, so that's another option. So obviously I don't have to pull the trigger right now. I can wait a little bit. But this was interesting. So Orlando Arcia from the Astros. He's cheap. I'd be able to save about $1 million this year, exchanging out Gigliotti's salary for him. And Michael Fulmer is available, but I really don't want to trade him within the division in case He does keep up this ridiculous like 6.5 wins above replacement every season. And Yoan Moncada, I thought a little bit about this, because if I picked up a second baseman, I could trade Nicky Lopez, but that doesn't help me on the salary front. He's more expensive than Gigliotti, so Ozzy Albies, that's really interesting, but again, a little bit more expensive. He's only 24, and he has 4 Gold Gloves. Like, this guy's having an insane career. I'm just going to hold off for now, but I have the whole offseason to make moves. And the reason I feel like I can do this is Cole Roederer. I think he's ready. Obviously not quite as good as Gigliotti, but he can be a good player. So anyway, I'm just going to sim a while through free agency, see if we can get anybody for good value later on if they remain unsigned. So I'm going to sim forward until something interesting happens. Alright, so it's time for Hall of Fame voting, and I kind of remember last year there not really being any clear guys to put in other than the guys who made it. I'm going to vote for Jeff Kent. David Ortiz, definitely. Yeah, seeing a whole lot of nothing. Andy Pettit, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. It's not sure why he's not getting any of the vote. I can say that for a lot of guys. Alex Rodriguez, yes. Schilling, yes. Billy Wagner, yes. So I got 4 more to put in. Probably skipped by somebody super obvious. Not voting in Sammy Sosa. I'm not really a Gary Sheffield guy, but I might have to vote him in just because. Cliff Lee, I don't think he's quite good enough. Torrey Hunter. Man, he only had 39.2 WAR. That seems surprising. No, I'll vote Tim Hudson in. Prince Fielder, nah. Oh, man. That's tough. I'm not a big Bobby Abreu guy either, but you know what? There's just nobody. This ballot's really thin. So Torrey Hunter and what the hell? I'll vote for Gary Sheffield. So that's my ballot. So we'll see who all gets in. Alright, so it's Rule 5 draft time. Still not really in a position to make a move in free agency. Prices have not come down on anyone I'm interested in far enough to where I can really make a run at anybody. But anyway, we're at the Rule 5 draft. Do have a couple slots open on the secondary roster. So we'll see what happens. We have the 29th pick. Made sure to protect most of my guys. I'm going to we're going to auto draft until our pick. And there are some players in here that have some potential. A lot of position players, which I don't really need. I need pitching. But man, like, That's not a bad shortstop for the Rule 5 draft. I mean, elite defensively. I don't need him, like, at all. Huh. I just, looking to maybe try to get one more reliever. Here's a 3-star guy. Could be an emergency starter. My scout have anybody? Kevin Merrill, second baseman. I have more than enough second basemen, so not really too interested in him. Kind of surprised at how good the pool is, especially since we have the 29th pick. If we were still rebuilding, I would be having a field day right now, but let's go with all pitchers, see what we can find here. I like the looks of Keegan James. Good stuff, good movement and control. 2 really good pitches and a decent changeup. Decisions. I really like Andres Munoz. He's got the stuff. His movement's okay. His control isn't terrible. And he's got 2 pretty good pitches. So he is in the lead right now for me. Let's look at Ryan Burr. He looks not quite as good. I'm going to go with Andres Munoz. Yeah, definitely going to go with him. So, I'm going to go ahead and draft him. And that's probably it for me. This guy could be an emergency starter, especially if his control comes up. He's got 3 really good pitches. Well, I have room on the roster, and the worst that can happen is I just cut him and he goes back to his original team. So why not? I'm taking Justin Bullock. We're taking him. And that's going to do it for us. So get 2 pitchers out of it. Rule 5 draft has been pretty good for us recently. Been able to find some contributors out of it. But there we go. Nobody from our team was selected, so I did a good job of protecting everybody. So yeah. I'll be back for Hall of Fame voting results. Alright, so here's the Hall of Fame results. So Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz get in as first ballot guys, and Kurt Schilling in his 10th year gets in with 94% of the vote. I've been voting for him this whole time, so good to see him get in. Jimmy Rollins got more than I was expecting, but yeah, other than those 3, there's nobody really close, so it'll be interesting to see if someone like Gary Sheffield gets a big boost without sort of these super obvious guys still on the ballot. Billy Wagner only at 16%. Jeff Kent only at 18%. He only has 1 more year. It's likely he's not going to get in. Yeah, just kind of can't think off the top of my head who should be eligible next year for the first year on the ballot, but next year could easily not have anybody go to the Hall of Fame. But this year we have 3, and I think that's a pretty solid class right there. So I'm going to go ahead and sim till the start of spring training, unless something really interesting happens. But I doubt it, because I'm feeling pretty set with my roster. I like the 2 pitchers we picked up in the Rule 5 draft, so I don't really feel like I need to go spend big money on a reliever. We have guys in the system in the minors that we could promote as well if we needed to, so I think I'm just going to sit tight, but if that changes, I will be sure to let everyone know. Alright, so we're at the start of the preseason, and I'm just going to go ahead and end the video here. I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to go out and sign anybody. Just wanted to take you to this screen here and just sort of quickly go over try to find out who the big signings were in free agency. So Trevor Bauer goes to the Atlanta Braves. Danny Duffy is now Baltimore Oriole, and so is Zach Godley. So they are bolstering their starting pitching. Red Sox, nobody super interesting. I guess I should just scroll down and Ryan McNeil, and just sort of quickly go over each team. Let's see, White Sox, they're in our division, so good opportunity to see who they got. So they got TJ Zyke from the Marlins and Drew Harrington, who they claimed off of waivers, and a couple relief pitchers, so their bullpen could be better this year. Let's see, Cubs and Reds didn't do anything too interesting. Let's see, the Indians. Wow, they picked up a lot of guys in the Rule 5 draft. A lot of left fielders, so it'd be interesting to see what they're trying to do there. They got a catcher from San Diego, Michael Cantu. So they didn't do anything super interesting. Rockies didn't pick up anybody. Tigers didn't pick up anybody. Didn't really lose anyone either. Astros, nothing. There's us, just a couple of our Rule 5 draft guys. And then obviously we lose Chris Archer and David Peralta. Angels, Brandon Belt. So that helps them out. 5.3 WAR last year. Didn't lose anybody too important. Let's see, Dodgers. Dodgers lost Puig in free agency. I think he's still a free agent. I haven't seen him sign anywhere. Carlos Rodon goes to the Marlins. Brewers, Christian Yelich. So that's interesting for them. Ryan McNeil. Wow, they made a ton of acquisitions. 24 players. Let's see, the Twins also in our division, so Felix Hernandez gonna help out their starting rotation a little bit. And they lost Raymond Perez, and didn't lose much else. Oh, let's see, the Yankees, Alex Claudio, Joakim Soria. Joakim Soria is still around at 37. Man, surprised that he is still in the league, but he's still kicking. Obviously, was a Royal a long time ago. The Mets. Let's finish the Yankees here. Yeah, Dylan. Yeah, nothing else really. Dylan Bundy goes to the Mets, as does Vince Velasquez. Oakland did not add anybody. The Phillies, Ryan Braun, who is still around, 38. Dustin Pedroia is also 38, so they're just going after all the old guys in Philly. Philadelphia, of course, who we beat in the World Series. Pittsburgh didn't do anything interesting. San Diego didn't do anything interesting. The Giants got Jake Lamb, Johan Flande, Buster Posey, they must have re-signed him, or did he actually go somewhere? No, he's been with San Francisco the whole time. So yeah, they made some acquisitions. Seattle, nothing interesting. St. Louis, our in-state rivals here, kind of. They made some moves. Brian Mitchell, Christian Arroyo, Taijuan Walker. So they made some moves. The Rays didn't do anything. The Rangers did not do anything. The Blue Jays got Sonny Gray and Chris Archer. Archer, of course, helped us win the World Series last year. That was about it for them. And then finally, the Nationals added Tanner Rourke, and that's about it. So, as far as free agents go, not a whole lot of really interesting names, guys that are still out there. So we're not gonna really go after anybody. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Next episode, we will start off opening day. We'll look at the lineup, of course, for the season. It'll be pretty familiar to us because not a whole lot of new faces. But yeah, we will just sort of brush over the lineup real quick and then play opening day. So I will see you guys next time.